We just saw a big jump in U.S. crude stockpiles. They're up 12 million barrels in the latest week, surpassing analyst estimates. Now, refineries, though, have been running slow amid maintenance and unplanned outages, so that could be cutting crude consumption. And supplies in Cushing, Oklahoma, rising. It was the biggest jump, actually, since late last year. We're joined by Bob Yawger, energy futures strategist at Mizuho Americas. Always great to see you, Bob. Thanks very much for coming on the show. I know this is just 1 week. Would you read much into that big build in crude stockpiles?
Yes, I would, Andrew. It's they're running the refinery at such low levels, and it was down. The rate at which our refineries in the United States was down for the 6th week in a row. That's just less and less crude oil that goes to the refinery. At the end of the day, they only use crude oil for two things, basically, to make gasoline and to make heating oil / diesel. If you're going to turn the refinery down so low that you're not making a lot of either one of those, then they're not sending a lot of crude oil through the refinery. That crude oil they're not using goes to storage. And unless you export a lot of barrels, those barrels are going to pile up in storage. And that's what's happening right now.
Why are the refineries running at such a low rate? Is it just maintenance?
They were forecasting a high maintenance schedule this year already. Then we had the freeze in 3-4 weeks ago, and the run rate never came back. They had to shut several big refineries down because temperatures fell below the level that of their operational capacity in Louisiana and Texas. But they, at that point, decided, listen, we're not really getting a big dollar here for our product that's coming out of refinery. Let's not bring this refinery back so fast. Let's extend our maintenance season. And the price of the product has risen accordingly. So they've done the right thing, but it puts pressure on crude oil. The products are doing pretty good. Crude oil is actually doing pretty good right now because of the geopolitical tensions. But if you pull the rug out from under those crude oil on those geopolitical tensions, there is definitely the potential for crude oil to slide rather quickly.
Oh, that's it. Why is that? You just feel that the global market looks well supplied?
Global market's well supplied. Demand is not rip-roaring. The China market is not really there anymore for the big demand piece. And we have a pretty lot of crude oil in storage. So, if you pile even more on top of it, it's just going to continue to slide lower. Right now, the threat of taking barrels off in the Middle East, be it Iranian barrels or Saudi barrels, because of the war in Gaza, has put a certain bid in the market. Despite that geopolitical bid, we are still only trading in the 70s for WTI, on the other hand, and a couple dollars above 80 for international benchmark Brent.
What about natural gas? So we're just looking at WTI oil now down 3% in the past year. What about gas? Gas now trading in America close to 3.5-year lows, Bob.
Yeah, it's a bad situation in natural gas. We're starting to get pretty close to the extraction rate, the price that a producer pays to get the gas out of the ground. That's how bad it's getting. So we've been down for, 8 days in a row, 7 days in a row? And we're not down by a small amount. It falls by percentage points every day. So at the end of the day, the problem is this. There's a lot of natural gas in storage here in the United States. We have a big storage number coming down the pipe again tomorrow. It's going to add more gas to storage tomorrow, more likely than not, and put more pressure on price. So, we're getting to really beaten down levels here, and it's going to happen again tomorrow. It's when we blew through $2 also, Andrew, this spec position switched from net long to net short. I'm sure that's going to be the case in this week's CFTC report. That doesn't help matters. So the speculator is short, and they're profiting when the market trades lower. They're pushing in the face of really negative fundamentals. So that double whammy has been pushing us lower here at a pretty fast clip, Andrew.